Hey, all this dirt. Something you might not know about me is that I'm a massive gearhead. I know that sounds funny to you UK folks everywhere. I'm not a tweaker, I'm a big fan of cars, and back in the day, I used to actually run this beautiful thing. I think it might be one I actually ripped off the strut anchor in autocross and rallycross, actually. And here, look at that. Oh, look at that sexy potato cam footage. And we weren't completely shit. Third place, baby! But recent life things have kept me out of the seat of an actual car in an actual race format, so gotten to the next best thing. Simming it all up in point-to-point rallies, which I never was able to do but want to do someday. So we're going to call this series the Everyman's Journey as I try to figure out how to actually drive the things competently, so one day, maybe one day, I should be able to do this for real. It'll be fun, it'll be interesting, and hopefully there'll be a lot of crashes involved. Join me on this new journey and let's see what trouble we can get into. Alrighty. Hey, Elzers, welcome back to the Everyman's Journey, Dirt Rally 2.0. Hitting up a daily for fun and profit. Today we've got ourselves something interesting. Got ourselves some rear-wheel drive Group B action. Now, Group B was one of the craziest rally sets ever. Some of the most overpowered cars ever to go on dirt and caused not too few injuries and deaths, actually, which is why it was canceled. But we're going to go ahead and run up on it a little bit. Rear-wheel drive is actually always tricky because you're really using the car as a pendulum rather than front-wheel drive, which is more or less just simple pull it through the corner. And I'm still learning. Obviously, in Group B, rear-wheel drive is kind of scary, especially with cars with this much power. But we're going to go ahead and grab this Opel Manta, mainly because it's one of those cars which has a pretty long wheelbase, so it's a lot less hyper. And it's a little more forgiving and a little lower on power. Now, you're saying, oh, why don't you go with the high power stuff? You'll be spinning like crazy if you're not really comfortable with a rear-wheel drive car, especially on a Group B power level. So, as not to say I'm not going to spin like crazy here. But we do need to shake this down and kind of get a feel for how it's going to go through the turns. But I think, you know, we'll figure it out as we go along. This is going to be quick early, slow late. And like I said, for a longer wheelbase car like this, it's going to be really useful to have that, because the rear end won't be as hyper. And we'll kind of have a tuning setup here that'll give me some extra camber and some more flexibility with how I need to handle this. Now we're actually going to soften up the rear more than the front, but we need to soften this up regardless, because this is Argentina. And we have the roll bar soft in the rear and firm in the front. That way we let that rear end roll and not snap, because if you stiffen it up too much, it'll snap right around. But this way it'll give you some lean to give you the time to make the turn properly and apply countersteer if necessary. So that's my plan, and that's the theory. Let's see how this will go. First run of the day, so we're gonna be a little rusty probably. We'll be alright. Be okay. Got clutch foot working. Got a bungee cord securing the seat now. It's good. 55 right. Proper ghetto rigging. Good luck. Damn looking good looking car though. I love these old Opels. They look awesome. And they sound great. Come on. Where's my e-brake? There we go. 5. Oh. 3. 2. So good. 1. Go. 60. Unseen 4 left small cut. 50. 5 right. This is the forward cut. 80. Notice how it's swimming and you need to countersteer a little bit through the corners. Be careful, so you don't let it come out. 30. 5 right. Very long. I'll be concentrating more here because I am a lot less comfortable with rear-wheel drive than I am with front for obvious reasons. Right. Counter. Opens and slow. Keep right into turn 1 left long. Keep easy to the turn to 1. We're gonna try taking the second gear here. There's whipping already. A little bit of that swing. We're gonna countersteer through this a little bit. There we go. Back on the road. Opens 50. Alright, getting a feel for it now. Take it down one. Oh, 10 seconds off the pace. It's not bad. Opens over crests. Still early in the day, though. People who are really good at this are really bloody fast. So we gotta be a little careful. Not to try to read the times, just drive within our capabilities. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad. It's a good lesson for Sims anyway. Keep it on the road. It'll be better than anything else. Especially with rallying in Argentina. Counter there, perfect. 60. You can see, if you've tried a more powerful rear-wheel drive car, this snaps way less because of the lower power and the longer wheelbase. It's a good way to learn. So forward and keep in. Take it down a notch. Oh, almost kicked it over there. Had to correct very quickly there or we'd lose it. Take it down second gear. 3 left long tightens. Into 3 right long. And this is where it gets straight in twisty.
Into 4 left, extra long.
And make sure we control the throttle input. We don't want to be wide open throttle the whole time, or we're gonna spin.
Into 4 right. Into 3 left.
Good.
Opens. Into 4 left, tightens of a bump. Into
Woo, doggy!
cut,
Almost overcut that.
bridge.
That was almost really bad.
4 right,
Second round
long
bridge.
crest.
The good part real drive car is that it can take hairpins beautifully.
Into 3 right.
3 right here.
Into 3 left,
Down
tightens.
to third.
Caution 30.
Kind of steering
unseen,
through.
hairpin left.
Watching that dance around the corners feels damn good, even at this speed, which isn't the fastest in the world.
70.
Which I fully admit,
2 right.
it was nice to get this thing through the corner properly.
30.
2 don't cut. I'm gonna be careful here because it's narrow.
Hairpin left long. Tightens of a bump crest.
Taking second maybe. Can we do in second?
2 left.
Yes, we can.
Into
Probably more stable than in first, actually.
Very long. Tightens don't cut. Into open hairpin left. Tightens of a crest bump.
An open hairpin should be a little less bad here. Definitely take it in second if we can.
5 right tightens 1. Opens and tightens.
Tighter than I thought.
Over finish. 30 to stop.
Almost stalled it. That would have been embarrassing. Oh, 2 over. Ah, so it's in 5. I missed the call. I missed the call. All right, but hey, we didn't spin. That's not bad. Ooh. Man, okay, that wasn't too bad. I thought it would have gone worse. We're back in Argentina for some reason. Why are we hell in Argentina again? I don't know, this was the daily I wanted to do. But there's a rear-wheel drive car for you, and again, that whole idea of weight distribution and controlling how much throttle you use to the corner is key, because if you over-throttle in the corner, you're going to get oversteer, and that's just going to kick the butt way out. And so basically, your throttle through a corner controls the inclination. As you can see, we're like... This is probably top of tier 3 or bottom of tier 2, more or less. It's a weaker car, and I'm still learning, so I'll give myself that one. But what's the point of this? The point is, let the replay go in the background. The point is that as you go through a corner, the more throttle you put in, the sharper your angle is going to be relative to that, and the less throttle you put in, the more the car is going to settle back and then start sweating the other way. So it's really, that's what's controlling your inclination and how much throttle you put on. That's why it's really important not to over throttle or overcook a corner going quickly, because once you do, there's very little you can do to get it out properly, unless you've got some luck and a lot of skill. Probably more skill than I've got, but that is a feeling. Luckily we didn't spin there, we didn't actually have any real damage, and it was a relatively clean stage, so I'm pretty happy. And rear-wheel drives are always a fun challenge, especially on loose dirt. And you know, this isn't like if you get something with an engine that's toward the back end or even a mid situation, like Stratos, but Stratos got a super short wheelbase anyway. In the historical cars, but or for example like a 911 or something that they have in this game, which is a rear engine car, that ass is gonna snip out every single time. It's super tail happy, and it's got a wild rear end. You know what I mean? Giggity. But if you get something with a longer wheelbase like this and an engine in the front, it's actually gonna be pretty comfortable, and it won't snap too fast and give you time to adjust if the back end steps out of line. Which is what I recommend when you're trying to start to learn rear-wheel drive stuff, and even for me, it's more comfortable to do this than anything else. But there you go. So front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, maybe next time I'll put up an all-wheel drive just to show how different that is. And it's really very much a mix of the two, which is pretty interesting. You have that front-wheel drive characteristic of pulling you through the corner, but you also can step the rear end out with a little bit of throttle depending on how you set the car up. Be all good. So, all right, there you go. The Everyman's journey for today. Your moment of zen in the Opel Manta Group B Legacy rear-wheel drive car, which is always oodles of fun to play with, and is a nice, big, mean-looking, like Darth Vader machine. Which I just love it. Anyways, cool. I've been Nurse. I'll see you next time for your moment of zen / Everyman's journey, whatever you want to call this little bit. Till next time. Cheers.